of pharma who's going to work with us. We're going to really put some energy behind encapsulation and see, is it going to be realized or not? We're either going to make a run at it or it's not going to be realized. So we're going to do encapsulation. You already know where we are with the artificial pancreas. We are moving to outpatient trials, small, but we've made a move. We've got clinical guidance in place. I think the sensor initiative will absolutely pay for us in the long run if we can get better sensors. So we're going to continue to drive on the artificial pancreas. And then way early, another initiative, and we're getting ready to launch this initiative, is glucose responsive insulin. This is the molecular pancreas. So we've got the artificial pancreas, which is device-driven. Glucose responsive insulin is the molecular pancreas. This is developing a therapy that you can maybe take orally, and it will automatically gauge when insulin needs to be released. It's very innovative science. It's very challenging science. We've already made it. We made an investment with smart insulin. You all heard that. That now is moving over to a big pharmaceutical company to see if they can make a move. We are going to do what's called a challenge prize. I think this could be transformational. So we're going to try to do something different that we've never done before. We're getting ready to launch in September a challenge to the world, internationally. We're going to tell them exactly what we're going for, and we're going to say, we are willing to pay you money to come up with this new therapy. We're going to start at the very early discovery stage and tell us, put it on the street to all scientists in all fields, not just diabetes, in all fields, cell biology, engineering, whatever it takes. We're going to tell them what we think this should look like, and we're going to tell them to bring us your ideas. And we will pay you for those ideas. And if you're really innovative and you think you've got the great idea, we're going to fund it and drive it to the end. So this is called a challenge prize. It's been tried in other areas. No nonprofit has ever done it. We're going to give it a go. In September, you'll see the press. We're going to press release on it September 7th, just before the European diabetes meeting. And then we're going to meet with investigators in Europe to kick this off. And I'm just really excited about it. I'm hoping that we bring together scientists from all over, different fields, different walks of life, and I hope we get great ideas that we can actually drive this molecular pancreas. I talked about prevention. Just to finish up the talk, because I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing me talk, why do we need to partner? I kind of want to do this part of the presentation because I think it's critically important for us to be successful and to really do all those things I just talked about. We need to make sure that we marshal our resources. And we are going to do that in 4 arenas. We're going to do it in the government. We're going to do it in academic areas of centers of excellence, as well as the researchers themselves. We are going to partner with biotech if we need to, because they do early discovery work. And we're going to partner with pharmaceutics when we get into phase 1, 2, or 3 in the clinic. We need them to develop what we're doing. So we're going to have to partner with them. Just to give you some examples of how we partner on the government side, we have to partner with the NIH. I think you know that. They're a huge funder, much bigger than us, and we need to drive their agenda as hard as we possibly can to fund in our arena. We also need to partner with health plans to make sure that we can get reimbursed for anything we're going to be doing. If you don't get reimbursement in the United States, you don't get therapy. And we certainly need to partner with the FDA. And that's how I look at the FDA. They have to be our partner. We can't go in as an adversary. We have to go in as a collaborator. And we have to help them do their jobs so we can get these therapies out. And I think right now that's working. We work well together. They actually pick up the phone and talk to us. They go to lunch with us if we need to. They see us when we need to. We call them and say we need to see them. That's what we need to continue to do. And that's true partnering. So I actually view them quite different. I view them as a partner. I think you all know in December we all got surprised. I was preparing the team to go to NIH and talk to them about how in the world we were going to fill that $300 million void if we didn't get that special diabetes funding. I was very concerned that we would not get that funding. I think the whole national team was. I had actually did a preemptive strike to set up a meeting on January 13th with the head of NIH to talk to them about how we were going to fill this funding gap if we didn't get the special diabetes money, which is $300 million over 2 years. And in fact, in December, as you know, unexpectedly, we got the funding. So I ended up turning that meeting into, okay, you got the money, now we're going to tell you how you're going to spend the money. So the January 13th meeting we kept on the agenda. We actually went down with the team, met with the NIH. We did a follow-up meeting in April, went down. I pulled in the every single center that funds at the NIH. We brought them into a meeting. We had 75 scientists in the room from the NIH with the JDRF team and talked about how they were going to fund this new $300 million tranche that just came in. So we are absolutely talking to them about what we believe is a strong strategy in the type 1 diabetes space. So very exciting to be getting this money in the door and seeing what they're going to do. We just went down there again in May. They did a 2-day workshop with us and showed us about where that money is going to be spent this year. We also partner with organizations, and I think people don't realize this. NIH, critically important to us, especially with the $300 million spend for special diabetes. We partner with the CDC. I'm not sure people know that, but we do. We also partner with the U.S. Department of Defense and NASA, and I actually think they'll be coming to the table on the glucose responsive insulin initiative and the sensor initiative. We partner internationally. We have a partner relationship with the National Health and Medical Research Council in Australia. Matter of fact, I've got a team going over there in June. We're reviewing some funding opportunities for us there. So we actually sit at the table as they fund their research in this partnership that we launched together. We have as you all know, we have the Canadian Institute of Health. We fund a very big, we just got done funding a very large Israel Science Foundation collaboration in the cure area, and we're getting ready to come second round on that, so that's a very exciting partnership. And the Wellcome Trust in genetics, really big partnership going really, really well, very exciting, and we just renewed that contract with the Wellcome Trust to look at genetics. Industry, do we partner with them? Yes, we do. We partner many different ways. We do partner with industry for them to do development work, but we also partner with industry to co-fund academic research. So I think that's really important to say that we aren't just funding them to do their business, but we co-fund to do discovery research. So we have academic sponsored grants that come when both of us come to the table. And so I gave you some examples here. We recently have in the device space, Animas and Becton Dickinson, Animas to develop the artificial pancreas project, and Becton Dickinson for new infusion sets and new deliveries of insulin. Project-based financing, you probably saw our announcement that we partnered with Amylin to look at a new therapy to see if it's going to have any legs to it as a new therapy for type 1 diabetes. We just finished our deal with Selecta. They're going to be looking at new nanoparticle technology, so that announcement will be coming out, I believe, tomorrow. And of course, we've done very large co-sponsored academic investigator initiative funding with Johnson & Johnson, Sanofi, Pfizer, and the Lilly Foundation. I wanted to put this slide up because being in the field and listening, I think this year we did a lot of press releases on our collaborations with industry, and perhaps maybe because we press released and made a lot of to-do about them, maybe they were misrepresented. And so I wanted to put this slide up to just show you what part of our portfolio goes to support industry. In 2010, 11% of our portfolio went to industry specific, which means we actually funded them to do development work for us. This year, only 1% went to industry. To be honest, that's not good enough. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with Jeffrey about this. If we're going to do translational research, funding 1%, giving 1% to development activities is not enough. So I'm putting this slide up to tell you that we have funded up to 10%. This year we only funded 1%, but we need to get this up to 20% if we're really